Hello children, welcome to today's video session of Standard 10 Geography, Unit 6 Physiographic Division of Tamil Nadu. In today's session we are going to learn the formation of the state, major physical division of the state and the nature of soil, climate and natural vegetation. Shall we move on to the session?
Unit 6 Physical Geography of Tamil Nadu. The study of one's own region is the first step to become a global citizen. The purpose of studying our local territory is to understand the life in our environment. In the last 5 lessons, you have learned about various geographical characteristics of our country. In this lesson and those that follow, we shall learn about the geography of Tamil Nadu. You will get to know about the etymology, that is origin, history of formation, location, size, physical division, rivers, climate, soil and natural vegetation of Tamil Nadu in this chapter. Its exquisite physiography and climate makes our state unique in India. It has long and sunny beaches, waterfalls, hills, forests and varied flora and fauna. Do you know? As per the State Reorganization Act 1956, state boundaries were reorganized on some linguistic basis. So from the map you can see the location of Tamil Nadu in India. Location and size. Tamil Nadu is one of the 28 states of India, located in the southernmost part of the country. It extends from 8 degree 4 minutes north to 13 degree 35 minutes north latitudes and from 76 degree 18 minutes east to 80 degree 20 minutes east longitudes. Its extremities are in eastern Point Calimere, in western hills of Annaimalai, in northern Pulicat Lake, in southern Cape Comorin. It covers an area of 1,30,058 square kilometer and is the 11th largest state in India. It covers 4% of the area of our country. Boundaries and neighbors. Tamil Nadu is located by the Bay of Bengal in the east, Kerala in the west, Andhra Pradesh in the north, Karnataka in the southwest and Indian Ocean in the south. Gulf of Mannar and Palk states separate Tamil Nadu from the island of Sri Lanka, which lies to the southeast of India. The state has 940 km long coastline and second largest in India after Gujarat. Administrative division. Already we have learned that the state of Tamil Nadu had only 13 districts at the time of its formation. After that, the state was reorganized several times for the administrative convenience. At present, there are 37 districts in Tamil Nadu, including the newly created districts such as Kallakurichi, Tenkasi, Chengalpat, Ranipet and Tirupattur. The administrative divisions of the state are given in the following table. Here they have given the divisions and the numbers. Districts, we have 37 districts, that is newly included 5 districts. Already we had 32 districts, newly 5 districts were added. Revenue division is 76, taluks 226, Pirkas 1127, revenue villages 16,564, municipal corporation 15, municipalities 125, panchayat union 385, town panchayat 561, village panchayat 12,618, Lok Sabha constituencies 39, assembly constituencies 234. Physiographic division. Let's see the major physical features of Tamil Nadu and their characteristics. Tamil Nadu is located on the Peninsular Plateau known as Deccan Plateau. It is also a part of the ancient Gondwana land that broke away 135 million years ago during Cretaceous period. Tamil Nadu is divided into physical divisions of Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, plateaus, coastal and island plains. Western Ghats. Western Ghats extend from the Nilgiris in the north to Maruthuvar's Malai at Swamitop in Kanyakumari districts in the south. Height of the Western Ghats ranges from 2000 to 3000 meters. It covers an area of about 2500 square meters. Though the Western Ghats is a continuous range, it has some passes. The passes are Palkat, Sengotai, Aralvai Moli and Achankoli. Nilgiri Hills. The Nilgiri is located in the northern part of Tamil Nadu. It consists of 24 peaks with more than 2000 meters height. Tottapetta is the highest peak of this hills, followed by Mukkurudi. Ooty and Kannur are the major hill stations located on this hill. It has more than 2700 species of flowering plants and the state animal tahr is found in this hill. Anaimalai. Anaimalai is located in the border of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It is located to the south of Palkat Gap. Anaimalai Tiger Reserve, Aliyar Reserve Forest, Valparai Hill Station, Kadambare Hydroelectric Power Plant are located on this location. Aliyar and Tirumurti dams are located on the foothills of this range. Palani Hills. Palani Hills are the eastern extension of the Western Ghats. These hills are located in Dindigul district. Mandaravu is the highest peak in the Palani Hills. Vembadi Shola is its second highest peak. The hill station of Kodaikanal lies in the south central portion of the range. From the table you can see the peaks in Western Ghats and the height is given in meter. Tottapetta 2637, Mukkurundi 2554, Vembadai Solai 2505, Perumal Malai 2234, Cardamom Hills. These hills are also known as Elamala Hills, located in the southwestern part of Tamil Nadu. It occurs its name from the cardamom spice which is commonly grown here. Pepper and coffee are the other crops cultivated over the hills. They meet the Anaimalai Hills in the northwest, the Palani Hills in the northeast and Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills in the southeast. Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills. Another eastward extension of Western Ghats in Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills. Mega Malai, that highway mountain. Kalugu Malai, Kurangani Hill Station and the Suruli and Kumbakarai waterfalls are found on these hills. Srivalli-Puttur Grizzly Squirrel Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the southern slope of these hills in Virudhunagar district. Vaigai River and its tributaries originate in this origin. Podigai Hills. Its major parts lies in Tirunelveli district with its southern slope in the Kanyakumari district. Podigai Hills are called with different names such as the Shiva Jyoti Parvat, Agasthyar Hills and Southern Kailash. These hills feature richest biodiversity in the Western Ghats. This area is known for its rich evergreen forests, waterfalls and ancient temples. Kalakad Mundandurai Tiger Reserve is located in this region. Mahendragiri Hills. This continuous range is situated along the border of Kanyakumari and Tirunelveli districts and is a part of the southern range of Western Ghats. Its average height is 1645 meters. The Eastern Ghats. Unlike Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats is a discontinuous and irregular one. It is dissected at many places by the rivers. which drain into the Bay of Bengal. Its height ranges from 1100 to 1600 meters. These hills separate the plains from plateaus. Javadu, Sevarayan, the Kalrayan, Kollimalai and Pachai Malai are the major hills of the Eastern Ghats of Tamil Nadu and are located in the northern districts of the state. Javadu Hills. Javadu Hills are the extension of the Eastern Ghats separated across the parts of Vellore and Tiruvannamalai districts and separate these two districts. Many peaks with the height of 1100 to 1150 meters are located in this region. Mailpattu is the highest peak. Many parts of this range are covered with bluish grey granite. It is located for its fruit-bearing trees, medicinal herbs and sandalwoods. Due to illegal logging, sandalwood trees are disappeared now. Kalvarayan Hills. The name Kalvarayan comes from the word Karalar, the ancient name of the present tribe. It is another major range of hills in the Eastern Ghats of Tamil Nadu. This range, along with the Pollachi, with the Pachai Malai, Aralvai Malai, Javadu and Sevarayan Hills, separate the river basins of Kaveri and Palan. The height of this hill ranges from 600 to 1220 meters. Sevarayan Hill. It is a mountain range located near the Salem city with a height ranging from 1200 to 1620 meters. Sevarayan. The highest peak in the southern part of the Eastern Ghats is located in this range. Solai Kardu, and its height is 1620 meters. The hill station Erkard, which is known as Poor Man's Ooty, is located on this range. Sevarayan Temple is its highest point, 1623 meters. Koli Hills. It is a small mountain range located in Namakkal district. It covers an area of almost 2,800 square kilometers. It rises up to 1,300 meters. This is a mountain range that runs almost parallel to the east coast of South India. Arpalishwarar temple located on this range is an important pilgrim center. It has the largest cover of evergreen or shola forest when compared to the other part of the Eastern Ghats. Several coffee plantations, fruits, flowers and silver oaks estates are found in this region. Pachai Malai. It is the lowest hill range, spreads over a districts of Perambalur, Tiruchirappalli and Salem. In Tamil language, Pachai means green. The vegetation in this range is greener than the vegetative cover of the other hills in this region. Hence, it is named as Pachai Malai. Jackfruit is a popular seasonal agriculture product of this hills. Next topic, plateaus. Plateaus of Tamil Nadu are located between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. It is roughly triangular in shape and covers an area of about 60,000 square kilometers. Baramal Plateau is a part of the Mysore Plateau situated in the northwestern part of Tamil Nadu. Its height ranges from 350 to 710 meters. Dharmaburi and Krishnagiri districts are located in this region. Coimbatore Plateau lies between the Nilgiris and Dharmaburi districts. Its height varies from 150 to 450 meters. This region includes Salem, Coimbatore and Erode districts. Moyar River separates this plateau from the Mysore Plateau. Rivers like Bhavani, Noyal and Amaravati, which originate from Western Ghats, from valleys in this region. Many intermontane plateaus are found in this region of the Nilgiris. Sigur, Plateau is one such plateau. Madurai Plateau, found in Madurai district, extends up to the foothills of Western Ghats. Vaigai and Tamarabarani basins are located in this zone. Plains. The plains of Tamil Nadu may be divided into two, namely inland plains, coastal plains. Inland plains are drained by the river Palar, Ponnayar, Kaveri and Tamarabarani. Kaveri Plain is one of the most important fertile plains of the state. The plains of Kaveri is found in Salem, Erode, Karur, Tiruchirappalli, Pudukkottai, Tanjavur, Tiruvarur and Nagapattinam districts. Coastal plains of Tamil Nadu are also called Coromandel or Cholamandalam Plain, which extends from Chennai to Kanyakumari. It is found by the rivers that flow towards east drain in the Bay of Bengal. It is more than 80 kilometers wide at some places. Though it is an emerged coast, some parts are submerged into the sea. The sand dunes formed along the coast of Ramanathapuram and Thoothukudi districts are called Teri. Coral rocks are found at the head of Gulf of Mannar in the east coastal plain. Beaches. The Coromandel coast along the Bay of Bengal consists of many beautiful and exotic beaches. The golden sand of Tamil Nadu beaches are scattered with Palm, Marina and Eliad beaches at Chennai, Kovalam beach in Kanchipuram and Silver beach in Kudalur are some of the famous beaches in Tamil Nadu. Drainage. Rivers of Tamil Nadu are its lifeline. Though it has many rivers, the rivers of Kaveri, Palar, Ponniyar, Vaigai and Tamarabarani are the notable ones. Most of the rivers of Tamil Nadu originate from Western Ghats and flows towards east and drain into the Bay of Bengal. All the rivers of the state are non-perennial except Tamarabarani. It is a perennial as it fed by both the southwest and northeast monsoon. Kaveri. The river Kaveri originates at Talakaveri in the Brahmagiri hills of Kudagu, is also known as Coorg district in Karnataka in Western Ghats. Total length of Kaveri river is 805 km. About 416 km of its source falls in Tamil Nadu. It serves as a boundary between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu for a distance of 64 km. It forms Hokkainakal waterfalls in Dharmaburi district. Mettur Dam, or also called as the Stanley Reservoir, is located across the river in Salem district. A tributary called Bhavani joins Kaveri as the right bank about 45 km from the Mettur Reservoir. Thereafter, it takes easterly course to enter into the plains of Tamil Nadu. Two more tributaries, Noyal and Amaravati, confluence the river on the right bank at Tirumukkudal, 10 km from Karur. The river is wider in this region where it is called as Aganda Kaveri. In Tiruchirappalli district, the river branches into two parts. The northern branch is called Koolarun or Kollidam and the southern branch remains Kaveri. From here the Kaveri Delta begins. After flowing for about 16 km, the two branches join again to form the Srirangam Island. The Grand Anaikut, also called as Kallanai, was built across the river Kaveri. After Kallanai, the river breaks into a large number of distributaries and forms a network all over the delta. The network of distributaries within the delta of Kaveri in the coast is called as the Garden of Southern India. It merges into the Bay of Bengal to the south of Kudalur. Do you know Pamban, Hey, Kusadai, Nallatanni, Tivu, Pulivasal, Srirangam, Upputhanni Island Grounds, Kattupalli Island, Kubal Island and Vivekananda Rock Memorial are some major islands of Tamil Nadu. Palar. The Palar River rises beyond Talakaveri village in the Kolar district of Karnataka. The Palar drains an area of 17,871 square kilometer, out of which nearly 57% lies in Tamil Nadu and the rest in the state of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Ponnai, Gondiana Nadi, Malattar, Cheyyar and Kilayar are the major tributaries. Its total length is 348 km, out of which 222 km of its course falls in Tamil Nadu. It flows through the districts of Vellore and Kanjipuram before entering into Bay of Bengal near Kuvattur, then Pennayar and then Ponniyar. It originates from the eastern slope of Nandi Durga Hills in eastern Karnataka. It drains an area of 16,019 square kilometer, of which nearly 77% lies in Tamil Nadu. It flows for a distance of 247 km in the southeasterly direction in the district of Krishnagiri, Dharmaburi, Vellore, Tiruvannamalai, Kudalur and Viluppuram. It branches into two via Gadilam and the Ponnayar near Tirukovilur, Anikat. Gadilam joins the Bay of Bengal near Kudalur and Ponnayar near the Union Territory of Puducherry. Chinnar, Markanda Nadi, Vanniyar and Pambar are its tributaries. The river is extensively dammed for irrigation, especially in Tamil Nadu. There are reservoirs at Krishnagiri and Sathanur across the river. Vaigai River rises from the eastern slope of the Varasanadu hills of Western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. It drains an area of 7,741 square kilometer, which lies entirely in the state of Tamil Nadu. It flows through the district of Madurai, Sivaganga and Ramanathapuram. Tamirabarani. The name is interpreted as Tamiram, that is copper, and Varuni, streams of river. The water of this river gives a copper-like appearance due to the presence of dissolved suspended red soil. It originates from the peak in Podigai Hills on the Western Ghats above Papanasam in the Ambasamutram Taluk. The origin of the river is associated with sage Agasthyar. It courses through the districts of Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi and finally flows into the Bay of Bengal. It is only perennial river in South India. From the table we can understand the major waterfalls in Tamil Nadu. We have given the districts and the waterfalls. Climate. You have already learned that the Tropic of Cancer divides India roughly into two equal parts, and the state Tamil Nadu lies to the south of Tropic of Cancer, which is near to the equator. As it receives vertical sun rays, the temperature of the state is relatively high throughout the year. Though the state falls with the hot climatic zone, the east coast of Tamil Nadu enjoys tropical maritime climate. The Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean influence the climate of the coastal region. While the east coast experiences tropical maritime climate, the western region of the state enjoy the mountainous climate. Low altitude and distance from the sea are the reason for which high temperature and dry condition in the central part of the Tamil Nadu. The migration of vertical sun rays leads to the formation of different seasons in Tamil Nadu as follows. So from the table you can see the seasons of Tamil Nadu, seasons they have given and the period they have given. So winter season January and February, summer season March to May, southwest monsoon June to September, southeast monsoon October to December. Winter season. During January and February, the vertical rays of the sun falls between the Tropic of Capricorn and equator. Hence, Tamil Nadu and India on the whole receive slanting rays from the sun. So the weather is slightly cooler during these months. Winter temperature in Tamil Nadu varies from 15 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. However, in the hill station, the winter temperature drops below 5 degrees Celsius occasionally. Some valleys in the Nilgiris record even 0 degrees Celsius. This drops in temperature leads to the formation of thick mist and frost. This season is periodically dry. Summer season. The apparent migration of the sun towards north during March, April and May result in the receptions of vertical sun rays by South India. Thus, there is a steady rise in temperature from the equator. During this season, particularly in the month of May, southern part of the state receives some rainfall from pre-monsoon showers, that is mango or blossom showers, and some parts experience conventional rainfall. Southwest monsoon. The intense heating of the landmass of the north by the sun during March to May creates a well-developed low pressure in North India, which draws wind from the Indian Ocean. This results in the formation of southwest monsoon. Rainfall during this season decreases from west to east. Coimbatore Plateau receives an average of 50 cm rainfall. However, the southern districts like Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli and the Nilgiris record 50 to 100 cm rainfall during this period. Northeast monsoon. The northeast monsoon season commences from the month of October and lasts till mid-December. The high pressure created over Central Asia and northern part of the India becomes the source for the northeast monsoon winds. The apparent migration of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn causes a change in receiving temperature and air pressure during this season. This is the main rainy season for Tamil Nadu, accounting for 48% of annual rainfall. Tropical cyclones are common during this season. Cyclone originating from the Bay of Bengal brings heavy rainfall to the east coastal region of Tamil Nadu. More than 50% of the state's rainfall is received from tropical cyclones during this period, and east coastal region receives 100 to 200 cm of rainfall. Do you know? Chinnakala near Valpara is the third wettest place in India and the wettest place in Tamil Nadu. Soils of Tamil Nadu. The soils in Tamil Nadu are broadly classified into 5 types according to their characteristics. They are alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil and saline soil. Alluvial soil. Alluvial soils are formed by the deposition of silt by the rivers. It is found in the river valley region and the coastal plains of Tamil Nadu. Generally, this type of soil is found in the district of Tanjavur, Tiruvarur, Nagapattinam, Viluppuram, Kudalur, Tirunelveli and Kanyakumari. Black soil. Black soils are formed by the weathering of igneous rock. It is also known as rigor soil. As cotton grows well in this soil, it is also called as black cotton soil. Black soils are formed extensively in the districts of Coimbatore, Madurai, Virudhunagar, Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi. Red soil. Red soil covers over 2/3 of the total area of Tamil Nadu. They are found particularly in the central districts of the state. It is dominantly found in Sivagangai and Ramanathapuram districts. Laterite soil. This soil is formed by the process of intense leaching. Laterite soil are found in some parts of Kanchipuram, Tiruvallur and Tanjavur districts and some patches over the mountainous region in the Nilgiri. Saline soil. Saline soil in Tamil Nadu are confined to the Coromandel coast. Vedaranyam has a pocket of saline soil. However, the tsunami waves on December 26, 2004 brought a lot of sand and deposited it all along the east coast of Tamil Nadu. The tsunami made the coastal area unsuitable for cultivation to a considerable extent. Soil erosion. Soil is a non-renewable resource. It is very difficult to replace the soil once it gets degraded. Deforestation, overgrazing, urbanization and heavy rain are responsible for soil erosion in Tamil Nadu. Soil erosion reduces the fertility of soil, in which turn reduce agriculture productivity. So it is necessary to take initiative steps, intensive care to conserve the soil resources. Natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to the forest cover, landforms, nature of soil, temperature and rainfall are the major factors that controls the distribution of natural vegetation. As per National Forest Policy 1988, the minimum of 1/3 of the total geographical area must be under forest cover. The total forest cover of Tamil Nadu is far lower than this. According to Tamil Nadu State of Forest Report 2017 assessment, the area under forest in the state is 26,281 square kilometer. Tamil Nadu constitutes 2.99% of India's forest cover. The forest type in the state varies from wet evergreen to scrub forest. Forest type. The forest in the state is broadly divided into 5 types as follows: tropical evergreen forest, montane temperate forest, tropical deciduous forest, mangrove forest, tropical thorn forest, tropical evergreen forest. This forest type is found in the region that receives heavy rainfall. It is a dense, multi-layered forest. It is found in the upper slopes of Western Ghats of Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari, the Nilgiris and Coimbatore districts. The semi-evergreen types of forest in the state is found over a region of subtropical climate over the Eastern Ghats. The prominent regions are Servarayan, Kollimalai and Pachai Malai. Montane temperate forest. It is found in sheltered valleys of Anaimalai, Nilgiris and Palni hills over 1,000 meters altitude. They are known as sholas. The trees in the forest are evergreen and usually short. Tropical deciduous forest. This type of forest lies in the margin of semi-evergreen and evergreen forest. The trees in this forest shed their leaves during the dry season. The trees reach up to a height of 30 meters. Some of these forests are silk cotton, kabok, kadamba, dog teeth, etc. Bamboos are also common in this type of forest. Some trees of this forest are economically important. Mangrove forest. This type of forest is found in the coastal areas, river deltas, tails of islands and over sea faces where accretion is in progress. Pichavaram, Vedaranyam, Muthupet, Chatram and Thoothukudi are the places in Tamil Nadu where the mangrove forest is found to a considerable extent. Pichavaram mangrove forest is located near Chidambaram, Kudalur district. This is the second largest mangrove forest in the world, covering about 1100 hectares, that is 11 square kilometers of an area. Role of mangrove in coastal zone management. Mangroves help in the prevention of coastal erosion from waves and storms. It is also protects coral reef and seagrass meadows from being smoothed in sediment. Tropical thorn forest. Thorn forest in Tamil Nadu is found where there is a little rainfall. These forests are also found from plains up to 400-meter altitude. This type of forest is found in the district of Dharmaburi, Ramanathapuram, Virudhunagar and some parts of the interior district. Wildlife. Animals and birds live in forests constitute the wildlife. Tamil Nadu has a variety of wild animals, birds and reptiles. Hills are in an ideal refuge for elephants, bisons, tigers, deer and monkeys. Several wildlife sanctuaries and national parks have been set up to protect the animal life in the state. There are 3 biosphere reserves in Tamil Nadu. They are Nilgiris Biosphere Reserve, Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve, Agasthyar Malai Biosphere Reserve. Tamil Nadu is a state with varied climate. Landforms and resources. This makes our state a distinct one among the Indian states. In Tamil Nadu, if the available resources are utilized rationally, it may continue to be at top in the country. So, it is the duty of every individual to strive towards achieving this goal. Natural disasters in Tamil Nadu. A sudden natural catastrophe that causes great damage to lives and property is called a disaster. According to United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, that is UNDRR, is the concept and practice of reducing disaster risk through systematic effort to analyze and reduce the causal factors of disasters. This includes reducing exposure to hazards, lessening the vulnerability of people and property, wise management of land and environment, and improving preparedness and early warning for adverse events. Here we will discuss about the natural disaster in Tamil Nadu and the measures to adapt before, after or during the different disasters. Landslide. A collapse of mass of earth or rock from a mountain or cliff is called landslide. Water is the most common trigger of the landslide. Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu is identified as one of the most vulnerable districts in the country, and landslide pose a major threat in this area. The other regions which are prone to landslides are Coimbatore and Palani Hills of Dindigul district, where Kodaikanal Hill Station is located. Risk reduction measures. Before. Create awareness, stay alert and awake. Monitor the news, updates, make evacuation plans. Listen for any unusual sound that might indicate moving debris such as trees cracking, boulders knocking, and consider leaving the place of landslide if it is safe to do so. After, stay away from the slide area. Listen to local radio or television station for the latest emergency information. Watch for flooding, which may occur after a landslide or debris flow. Check for injured and trapped person near the slide without entering the direct slide area. Flood. Flood is a common one in the coastal districts of Tamil Nadu during northeast monsoon. The recent flood occurred in the state was in 2015. Risk reduction measures. Before, know about relief centers and evacuation routes. Keep emergency phone numbers and important information. Fold and roll up things on a higher ground. During, be quick, keep safe and ensure that children and elderly are safe by leaving the houses to a higher ground. Turn off all electrical appliances and gas. Leave the area before it gets too late. Do not drive through the water. Stay away from the power lines or broken power transmission cables and try to keep away from flood water. After, make sure to get back inside your house. Keep all power and electrical appliances off before it is okay to put them on, and wear appropriate dress before cleaning the house, which is necessary to clean the contamination. Cyclone. The coastal regions of Tamil Nadu are often hit by the tropical cyclone formed in Bay of Bengal during northeast monsoon. Occurrence of flood, losses to life and properties are the recurring one in the state. Based on the cyclone hit areas, the state of Tamil Nadu can be divided into 5 zones, namely very high, high, medium, low and very low cyclone prone zones. Risk reduction measure. Before, ignore rumors, stay calm, don't be panicked, keep your mobile phone charged to ensure connectivity, use SMS, listen to radio, watch TV, read newspaper for weather updates. Keep your documents and valuables in waterproof containers. Prepare an emergency kit with essential items for survival. Secure your houses. Carry out repairs. Don't leave sharp objects loose. Untie cattle and animals for their safety. Fishermen should keep a radio set, extra batteries handy. Keep boats and rafts tied up safely and don't venture out in the sea. During, take care of the old and young. Keep all family members inside the house. Switch off all electrical appliances. Stay in an empty room. Movable items should be kept securely tied. Try to help your neighbors but don't go out during cyclones. After, those who shifted to the cyclone center must remain there till instructions are received. Strictly avoid loose electrical wires after the cyclone. Beware of snakes and other animals immediately after the cyclone. Report losses truthfully and accurately to the authorities. Drought. Tamil Nadu is water deficit state. It is almost a regular one and not a seasonal one. It depends mostly on northeast monsoon for its rain. Its failure ends in disasters. To manage the water deficit, rainwater harvesting and water conservation methods have to be implemented strictly. Some methods of water conservation are protection of water from pollution, redistribution of water, rational use of groundwater, pollution population control, renovation of traditional water resources, use of modern irrigation methods, increase forest cover, changing crop pattern, flood management and use of geothermal water are some of the major water conservation methods. Fire accidents. Tamil Nadu is a tropical state. The high temperature during summer leads to occasionally forest fire in deciduous and thorn forest. Before, create defensible space to separate your home from flammable vegetation and materials. Follow all local fire and building codes. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Use approved fire-resistant materials. Make evacuation plans with family members, which include several options with an outside meeting place. During, listen to radios, watch TV, read newspapers for updates. If adequate waters are available, fill buckets with water. Turn a light on a room in case of smoke. Turn off gas and electrical appliances and be ready to evacuate all family members. After, check with fire officials before attempting to return to your home. Use cautions when re-entering a burned area. Flare-ups can occur. Check grounds for hot spots and check the roof and exterior areas for sparks and embers. Tsunami. Though tsunami is not a common one in India, it is incident in 2004 alerted India and the state of Tamil Nadu on this aspect. Risk reduction measures. Before, if you live in a coastal area, know about tsunami risk and local warning arrangements. Develop household emergency plans. Know where the nearest high ground is and how you will reach it. During, take your getaway kit. Don't travel areas at risk. Move immediately nearest high ground. If you can't escape tsunami, go to an upper story of the building or climb onto a roof of trees or grab a floating object. Never go to the shore to watch tsunami and listen to the local radio station as emergency management. After, continue to listen to the radio. Don't return to the excavation zone until authorities have given all clear. Check yourself for injuries and get first aid and help others. Earthquake. India is a vast country which experiences many earthquakes at different periods. Generally, high-risk zones of the country are located in the north and central parts. The state of Tamil Nadu is located in the moderately low-risk zone. Risk reduction measure. During, take cover under a strong table or any other piece of furniture and remain under cover until the shaking stops. After, proceed cautiously once the earthquake has stopped and always avoid roads, bridges that might have been damaged by the earthquake. Here you can see for the management disaster in the state, the following forces and organizations are in service. So they have given the state and union territory organization and the district organization. Under state and union territories organization, State Disaster Management Authority, Relief Disaster Management Development, Police, Forest Department, Fire and Civil Defense Services, Health Services, Transport Department, Public Works Department, Veterinary Service, Food and Civil Supplies Department. Under district organizations, District Magistrate, Revenue Department, Civil Administration, Local Police, Civil Defense, Fire and Emergency Services. Home Guards include local community non-governmental organization, voluntary agencies. Let's move on to recap and evaluation part.